Hey guys, I'm Fly High Tay, and today I'm going to be playing Rimworld. So I'm going to start a series on this, and we'll progress through until, if it's possible to win, until I win, or until I die a horrible death, because that seems to be the biggest motif of this game, which is death. Death is everywhere. So let's start. There's three different options that you can do. There's the scenarios: the Crash Landed, Rich Explorer, and Lost Tribe. Crash Landed, you get 3 people, which is, according to this, the classic Rimworld experience, which is what I will be doing. You got the Rich Explorer, where you only get 1 person with you, which I actually have yet to do, and Lost Tribe, where you start with 5 people and you have no technology except a couple of the really early stuff. So it's different. Crash Landed is you get a little bit of an advantage over the Lost Tribe in the respect that you start with more technology. So you know how to build electricity parts, so generators, solar panels, windmills. Well, in Lost Tribe, you do not know that right off the bat, and can even go like a year without knowing it in game. So let's get started. I'm going to be doing the Cassandra Classic, which is there's the 3 different AI. You got Cassandra Classic, which is steadily increasing in difficulty, and then you got the Phoebe Chillax, which is just kind of relaxed at all times. And you got Randy Random, which is random. It doesn't matter. It's just really random. So we're going to go here, and we're going to do it on, I guess rough is probably better, and I will be doing permadeath. So I'm going to generate 100% of the world, and the seed doesn't matter. So we'll generate it now. Alrighty. So there's all the different stars in it. What you can see all around on the map are the different settlements that are already here. You can choose any of the landing sites. You can go anywhere except the oceans. Those you cannot actually go in. It'll give you an error. So in the top left you can see it says you can't land there. It's the ocean. You can also select a random, but I'm also not very good at the game, so I'm going to be selecting either the boreal forest or a tropical rainforest. So I'm actually going to go with probably right here. You've got a proximity to different colonies, I guess, other tribes. These ones will be pirates. These are bigger settlements, and then this would be a smaller one, I guess. I don't know. I'm just taking a shot because that seems like what would make sense. So I'm going to go here, and let's go. Now this is the create your character screen. You can do all different kinds of things. You can randomize it. And what I try to do is limit it to 2 randomizations each character to kind of keep it fair, because you'll get kind of screwed what they're incapable of, which in a case like this one, he's incapable of so many different things where it's really difficult to actually get them to do something useful all the time. So I'm going to randomize him once. So he has kind of moderate skill at everything. He's well-rounded, but he just can't do medicine, social, or firefighting, which is listed here. He is also gay and a teetotaler. I don't know. Okay, and then trigger happy. So you can see each of these. The traits actually vary what you can do. So I'm gonna leave it at that. I think he's actually overall a decent character. It's actually very interesting because you got test subject where you get shooting +4 and trigger happy, which is shooting -2. So that's interesting. So that's where you get that 2. You add the 4 and -2. So that is what we will do with that guy. Now, him. You can. By the way, it was on the other guy, but this guy also has it. Is his health? He has an old gunshot, which just causes him an extra bit of pain. So it's right in his torso. And I also forgot to mention before, the little fire there, it's the passion. He's got a burning passion, so he learns it quicker when you're in game. The one flame is interested, and then you got the burning passion. Then everything else is no passion, you just kind of chill. So we're going to look, he's mentally tough and won't break down under stress. That would correct most people. That's actually really important. Mental break can become a problem, especially if you get one that's when like the pyromaniacs, honestly the goddamn worst, because they'll go around your base just lighting stuff on fire. Luckily, you can counter that. You can draft one of your colonists to arrest them and try to arrest them. It can go wrong sometimes, but not always. And it's actually usually the safer option, especially with those kinds of people. So he gets a good boost to shooting, although he has a permanent mood effect of -6. And he's also going to have a mood effect from the pain, but hopefully the steadfast will keep him from the mental break. I really think that this is actually a good character, because he's good for when raids come. I'm going to keep him alive. Unfortunately, the growing skill is low. Everything is kind of low on him. What I'm also looking for here is research. Research is pretty good to have, and luckily he has a interest in it, so that'll help him learn it quicker. Of the two I'll get from this person, I will re-roll this because they lose out on too many skills. Okay, so you get a lot of health issues right here. So you got another trigger happy, so the shooting goes down pretty hard. Architect, so construction goes way up. That's actually really good because construction is how you obviously build things. But again, you get the dump labor, which is hauling and stuff. So I've got 2 people who can do it for her, so that can make up for it. But again, you get the growing issue, which is important. And you're also going to get a lot of pain, I think, actually. Not just 5%. That's really not that bad. So you get no shooting from her. So I'm going to give these 2 the guns that you'll get. Cooking is really low for everyone, so I'm gonna have to deal with shitty meals unless I want to re-roll this, but I really don't think I do. So, I think that's what we're gonna go with. Alrighty. The 3 of you awake in your crypto-sleep sarcophagi to the sound of sirens and ripping metal. You barely get to the escape pods before the ship is torn apart. Sometime later, you land in this unknown Rimworld. As the pieces of shredded starship fall around you, you start making plans to survive. Okay. So there's our 3 people. So as you can see, there's the guns right here and right here. And I said I was going to do just 2 of them to get the gun, so I'm going to go through their character attributes. This one was going to get a gun. So he'll get one, and then I think it was him who's also going to get a gun, because she has no shooting skill. So there's no reason for her to have a gun. Now the X's around everything, that's forbidden. They're not allowed to move those items, which can actually be a hassle to me, because I don't know if you're actually supposed to do what I do, which is I go around checking for everything that is forbidden, and I unforbid it. Because it can be obnoxious when you realize that there's so much stuff around you that is forbidden, but you don't want it to be. Okay, so here's where you get to create different areas and zones. Wow, I'm blind. There's wood right there. So you can create the zones and areas that your people are going to create stuff in. So the stockpile zone is where they'll keep all of their stuff that's actually useful. It's like the wood, metal components, and all that fun stuff. So I'm going to create probably like I don't know, a 10 by 10 zone for it. So that's where they'll store all the stuff when they get down to hauling. And then I'm gonna have some growing zones. I don't think you can, yeah, this right here is a marsh. Alright, hold on. I need to lower the music in the game and the overall game volume because it might be too loud. I just realized that, but hopefully it is not, because that might be an issue later on in editing, but whatever. So I've got the stockpile zone here. I'm gonna try to make a growing zone next to it. Yeah. I'm also going to do 10 by 10. I don't know if there's an efficient size. I know in some games there's like a efficient size that you want to do. So I'm going to create, I don't know. I'm not efficient enough. I don't have enough people to do a lot. So I'm going to grow just 2. I'm going to grow some rice, and I think cotton will become useful later on. But, oh, I don't know. Because a lot of these I can't do. You need these minimum skills. And I wanted to do heal root, but none of my people have enough of a grow to do that with. So I'm probably going to do cotton. Just because you will need it, but the food will also become important, so I'll actually need more once I get them going. And then what I'll need to do is construct an area around here. So I'll need them to kind of get rid of these trees in this area. They'll get rid of them anyway because they're going to be getting rid of the areas for the growing zones. They'll automatically chop them down anyway because it's in their way. But let's see. I don't even know how the claim works. But let's see. We're going to go into structure, and I think we're going to start making our little building. So it'll say 5, not enough stored. So it'll take 5 per each one block of this. And this is not enough stored, even though there is, like, you can see wood around here, because it's not in the stockpile. If it's not in the stockpile, it doesn't know that you have it. So that can actually get obnoxious later on, but that's not really the point. So let's see. I'm going to highlight this zone because I can't quite see it myself. Just so I know exactly where I'm constructing and where the zone is itself, so I know what to do. I'm going to do a 12 length on the wall. So I'm going to do probably some squaring. Go for the 12. And you can't actually go through there because there's another one of those marshes. So that can actually get obnoxious. Okay. I might have messed up the actual sizing of that, but oh well. So you can see the zone. I really just want it to be around the zone so I can eventually extend the building out to cover with the zone and actually expand the zone a little bit. But that's only because you want to have it roofed, which will happen only if it is under a building. So let's see. I'm gonna go with a door over here and over here. Now, with that in mind, I need to make rooms for each of the people, which I might do as an extension. That might be like the main part of it. So what I can do is I'm going to use the planning so I know exactly what sizing I'm going for. So I want my rooms to start here because you want to keep a hallway or something there. That way your people have a way to get through, and I'll do 5 by 5 rooms. So you're going to have 3 rooms. You have 3 people right now. Although, I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to have it like that. Go around them. So you get the 5 by 5 rooms. Like that. Because if you confine them too much, they're not going to like their room. Granted, I think 3 by 3 is actually fine now. I think that is actually one of the fine sizes that you can do for an efficiency start, but I'm not actually caring too much about efficiency right now. Just because all I want to do is kind of survive. I'm new to the game. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just doing what seems to make sense. So I'm going to do doors on both sides of these, I think. I don't want to constrict flow too much because you don't want people going in and out of their rooms in the middle of the night, because that'll disturb their sleep and ruin their mood a little bit. So what I could do to avoid that is actually not place that. Actually, no, maybe I should. The easiest way to avoid it is just not do it. I think that that's easier, is just have it down here like this. Replace these with walls, and then come back around and have doors that are here instead, so they have no reason to go inside the room except to go to sleep. So with that in mind, I'm going to start playing the game and then giving them furniture in the room. So I'll give each one a bed and do a mirrored layout. Actually, not a mirrored. I'll give them each a potted plant for niceness, I guess. And then add in a torch on each one. So that is exactly how I will do it. And then play. And we'll see what they do. Eventually I want to put flooring in just because that helps with their mood. So you can see she's doing all the construction. She's the level 8 construction, so she's actually going really fucking quick with how she's cutting things down. Now, no one's going to be going over here for all this when they're cutting stuff down here. They're going to grab whatever's closest to them. At least that's what I'm pretty sure they try to do. So she's going to try to make it as quick as possible. So I got one bed. That's actually really good. I might have to go a couple days with them not in beds, because down here you can see all the UI stuff. So it'll tell you what the temperature is wherever you move your mouse. It's easier to see when you have a building and you actually have an indoors to change the temperature. But right now it's 74 degrees outside. You can see it's clear, and it's the 13th hour of the day, and it's also the 6th of spring. So that's actually gives me a lot of growing period because you can click on the growing zone, and it's the 11th of winter to the 1st of winter. That's actually a huge amount of growing period. So you're only a couple days without being able to grow. Granted, a lot of things can go wrong when you're growing stuff, but you know, that's interesting. They're trying some social interactions. So Chris here is friends with Jack. Down here, this is Gagnetti, and Ruslan. They're acquaintances, and he actually attempted to woo him into a romance. So I believe he's the gay one, so he was trying to woo him into a relationship, but it failed. I'm actually curious about that. If it's possible for somebody who doesn't have the like gay attribute to actually go with somebody who doesn't, or does, I mean. However, I mean that. So I only was able to get two beds, and one of them is actually outside. So you can see here, indoors it's 74 degrees, and it's because of the torch. It's warming up the room, and then outdoors is 58 degrees.